Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show starring your man, Cicone Prince. Cicone is an international recognized motivational speaker that focuses on personal development and leadership development. He does this through thought-provoking keynotes, life-changing books, and powerful group coaching sessions. Cicone is a transformational speaker, award-winning author, editor of a globally read online magazine, and conference host. Please welcome your host, Cicone Prince.
Welcome to the CiconePrince.com show. I'm your host, Cicone Prince. And obviously I'm not in my stellar studio. I'm actually in the airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, because I'm on my way back home from speaking this past weekend in Phoenix, Arizona at the I Win Global Power Jam event. And man, it was an incredible time. My hat's off to LaDanya Yvette for putting on such an amazing event. And she has some incredible speakers, one of which was Sharice L. Irby. I mean, she was an MC, but she was also a speaker as well. And she dropped so many nuggets. She dropped the mic so many times, it sounded like popcorn popping. I mean, it was incredible. And then we had Christina Jordan. She talked about how she lost half her size just by changing her diet and her determination. And then we had Lene Juvenet, who actually talked about how you could actually level up your life. And man, she did an incredible job. But it wasn't just about the women, because we had some fellas in there as well. We had none other than Councilman O.D. Harris, who did a massive job of telling how to grow up. And I mean, he talked about all the stuff, the challenges he went through, even for his campaign and actually winning the city council. But yet and still, he was on fire. And man, DJ Mike J, Michael Freeland, Dr. Michael Freeland, not only did he DJ the event, but he also spoke. And I had to tell him, saying, look, I was really upset that they put me on after him, because I mean, he knocked it out of the park. I was really intimidated, but I'm telling you, man, he did a masterful job, not only DJing, but sharing about your mental real estate. Now listen, I'm actually going to share with you my presentation from the event, and so you can just tell me how I did. But I really think that I did an incredible job, and here's why. Because afterwards, people were changed. People saw themselves differently. And it's not about impressing somebody, but it's making an impact. It's making an impact on somebody, not an impression, but an impact. And I believe that that's what I did. So listen, take a minute and check out my speech from this past weekend.
And that's the attitude that you have to have, no matter what it is you're trying to do. And I like what Sharice said. You want to remove the word trying from your vocabulary? Because Yoda said it like this: do or do not. There is no try. I want you to say this with me. Just do it. No. Y'all didn't see it right. Just do it. Come on. One more time. Just do it. In the 90s, Nike came up with the slogan. And that slogan was, just do it. One of the most profound and recognizable marketing slogans in the world. And the commercials that they did were so profound, because they would leave you with a cliffhanger. Show a person scaling a mountain, hadn't got to the top, but they were on the way. And then at the end, they would just have, just do it. They would even have people that had physical handicaps, but then that stopped them. They would be in Ironmans, they would run races, they would do marathons. And at the end, it never really showed them crossing the finish line. It just left you open to that, because it showed them just doing it. So when you look at your life today, when you look at the things that you want to do, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? I posted something today, no, actually yesterday. My days are running together now. And it said, you finish what you focus on. Write that down, write that down. You finish what you focus on. If you have something in your life that you haven't finished, it's because you're not focusing on it. Lynette, she'll be finishing her doctorate, and she'll be doctor. My question to you is this: what are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? What things are you doing in your life that have a positive impact that you are focusing on? Because where your focus goes, your energy flows. You may want to write that down too. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, meaning that you put your time, your energy, and your effort in achieving your goals. And you don't stop until it's done. Les Brown tells a story about him playing Connect Four with his son, and he had beat him 10 times already. And his son kept wanting to play. He kept wanting to play. And Les was tired. He was sleepy. He said, look, I'm ready to stop. He said, no, Dad, we gotta play again. We gotta play again. So they start playing again. And I guess Les' sleep got the best of him, and his son messed around and won. When his son won the game, it's like, oh, okay, Dad, I'm good, I'm tired, I'm ready to go to bed. He did that because he won. He didn't stop until he won. I don't care how many times you have to go through something in your life, don't stop until you win. I tell people all the time, either I win or I learn. It's only a loss if you leave the lesson. And so many of us, we go through life and we just look at things that we haven't accomplished and we count those as losses. But my thing is this: there's lessons that you've learned. But if you don't take them, if you don't pick them up, if you don't carry them with you, yeah, it was a loss. But if you take the lesson, you didn't lose, you learned. And just like his son, at playing him at Connect Four, he learned how to be this dad. And once he did, he was ready to go on to something else. So his son, what he did, he just did it. And I want you to understand that you can do the same thing for yourself. You can just do it, that thing, that goal, that accomplishment that you want to achieve, you can do it. And I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how many trials you have to go through. I don't care how many failures you have to experience. It's worth it. But the thing I learned is this: that you can't really celebrate your success by yourself. I'm serious, you can't. Because first of all, you didn't get there by yourself. I don't care how independent you think you are. You didn't get to where you are alone. If y'all would have known me in the 80s, if you would have saw me driving around the streets of Mobile, you would have saw a 1974 Buick Regal. Painted metallic blue with dark tint, and across the windshield, I had one of the most craziest phrases that you ever would have thought. It said, "One man posse." One man posse. Now see, that was a contradiction. That was an oxymoron, because when you think of a posse, you think of a group of people. But I was saying that I was my own posse. I was a one-man posse. I hung out with myself. Now, I will say this. Doing that, it really helped me to appreciate who I was. I became my own best friend. I started to hang out with myself. But what I'm saying is that when you achieve success, you can't do it by yourself. Although, in fact, the statement kind of gave me a little fame, if you will. People thought it was, oh man, it's kind of cute. But the bottom line is this: you can't get to where you want to on your own. How can you push everybody away and expect for somebody to catch you when you fall? How can you do that? So many of us wonder, why is nobody here? Maybe it's because you pushed them away. But if you realize that you need them to hold you up, if you need them to actually help you achieve your goals, then you'll realize that, listen, I need people around me. What's the point of getting to the top of your mountain and nobody's there to celebrate. Nobody's there to accomplish. And I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, a singlepreneur. If you have a family, somebody has to watch your kids. Somebody has to pick them up. Somebody has to take care of home while you're out doing whatever it is you're doing. But you have to realize that there are people that are cheering for you. But even in that cheering, they can't do it for you. You have to just do it. But in just doing it, here's the good part. You can achieve more. Write that down. As I do it, I can achieve more. When you look at your life, when you look at the things that you've accomplished, when you look back over the years and the sweat and the tears that you put into something, you can honestly say, I have achieved more. And that achieving more is not a point of boasting, but it's a point of reference for those who know you. Somebody else can look at you and say, you know what? If she can do it, if he can make it happen, in spite of what he went through, maybe I can do it. So many of us, we need examples of people who have accomplished something. Because that accomplishment, it inspires us. In fact, the Bible talks about living an inspired life. Well, how do you do that? You do that by achieving and accomplishing things and then allowing other people to understand what it went through to take that. The stuff that you had to go through in order to make that happen. And yes, you had to just do it, but in the end, you achieved more. And you left on record what's possible. What's possible. And after you've just done it, after you've achieved more, the last thing you can do is you can make a difference. You can make a difference in somebody else's life. I've had the opportunity to write 5 books, actually. My first book was entitled, Are You Climbing the Wrong Mountain? About finding your true purpose. And I never considered myself a writer, an author, any of that. But when you consider what's been placed on the inside of you, when you know that you have something to share with the world. How many of y'all, by show of hands, would think that I had a stuttering problem as a child? Probably nobody. But I did. I had a hard time speaking. And I remember my coach, Dr. West, he asked me to be a contributor in a book, and my chapter was entitled, Stop Stuttering at Life. Stop stuttering at life. And I know that there are a lot of technical and medical terms for the process of stuttering, but I guess the most common or simplest way I can explain it is that your mind is moving faster than your mouth. Yeah. Your mind is moving faster than your mouth. Because in your mind, you're on sentence 3. But your mouth is on sentence 1. And you're trying to dump everything out. And you get so excited, and that's the way I was. My uncle helped me out with that process. He said, Cicone, all you got to do is slow down. I was like, what? What you mean slow down? I got all this stuff in my head. All you have to do is slow down. And in my slowing down, I was able to get out what was on the inside. I was able to share my story. I was able to tell people about who I was and what I was able to do. But not only that, I was also able to encourage them that they could do the same. And so, achieving more and making a difference, it impacts the people around you. It puts you in a place to where they say, because of you, I didn't quit. Because of the sacrifice that you made, I didn't quit. And to be honest, it's really legacy. I was speaking on a National Men's Prayer Call a couple of weeks ago, and our subject was consistency. Consistency. But you know what, as I started to prepare my message and stuff for that, I realized something. That consistency was the second leg of a 4-leg race. I'm serious. Consistency is the second leg of a 4-leg race. And here's what I mean. Before you can be consistent, you have to be committed. Because it's your commitment that fuels and births your consistency. Because if you're not committed, I don't care what it is, you're not going to be consistent. It's not if it gets hard, when it gets hard. When you're committed, that is what gives birth to your consistency. But then your consistency, if you are consistent at something, I'm not talking about being a one-hit wonder. I'm not talking about that. If you think of Michael Jackson, you think of Prince, you think of someone who has a legacy, but that legacy came out of their success. But their success came out of their consistency. So this is what I mean when I say that consistency is the second leg of a 4-leg race. Commitment is first. Write this down. Commitment. You got to be committed. Okay? From your commitment comes your consistency. That means that you keep showing up, you keep doing it in spite of how hard or how difficult it gets. But then after that consistency, doing it enough, you are going to experience the third leg of the race, which is success. And not just one-time success. You're going to have a stream of successes. Just like Michael Jackson had a string of hits. Prince had a string of hits. Michael Jordan had a string of basketball wins. Your consistency, it gives you the success that you need. But after a while, your success, it leaves a legacy. It's what you become known for. It's what people associate you with when they call your name. Like I said Michael Jackson. First thing I thought about was an artist. I thought about someone who sung. Now, playing Michael Jackson in a game of pickup basketball, I don't know how he would do. I don't know how he would do. Having Michael Jordan to sing, I don't know how he would do. But if you swap the roles, if you were to give Michael Jordan a basketball and give Michael Jackson a bike, okay, now you're really going to see what they were made of. My question to you is this. What are you made of? What's going to be your legacy? What are people going to remember you for? When all is said and done, what is going to be, I don't want to say on your tombstone, but what comes to mind whenever somebody mentions your name? You see, the cool thing about it is this. Right now, you control what that is. You control what people will say about you long after you're gone, your children, your grandchildren. You control how you're viewed, even in the world. And that doesn't mean that you get everything right every time. But that's where that commitment comes in. That commitment births that consistency. That consistency gives you success. But from that success, you have a legacy. Now, I talked about just doing it. I've talked about achieving one. I talked about making a difference. Now, if you notice that all three of those, just, achieve, make. Just, achieve, and make. And you can do that. You can do that. You can just do it. You can achieve more. And you can make a difference. But I also want to tell you this, that I happen to have over here on my table my latest book entitled Leadership That Lasts, passing on 10 solid principles to ensure an enduring legacy. Because I don't care how good you are, if you're not helping somebody else achieve more, if you're not making a difference, first of all, of course, you have to do it. That's where the just do it comes in, okay? And then achieving more and making it. If you're not doing that, when your light goes out, that's it. But if you can take your candle and light somebody else's, Dr. Phil said, blowing out my candle doesn't make yours bright. And I don't know why people have such a hard time wanting to pour into somebody else. It's not a competition. We're all in this race, the human race. And I want to pour into you. Now these books are normally $30, and I kid you not, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant or anything like that. They are worth every penny. I actually had a guy last week, had gone into his office, I spoke there at the beginning of October. He had on his desk my book, and I noticed where he had dog-eared the pages, where he had actually put marks and highlighted stuff, because he was saying just how good it is. And I'm not saying that because I wrote it, but I'm saying that because God just used me as a conduit to get it out. And if you really want to make a difference in the life of somebody else, even if it's not for yourself, if you know somebody that wants to be a leader, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be through. There's a chapter in the book entitled, Your Dreams Don't Have an Expiration Date. But you do. Your dreams don't have an expiration date. When I was a child, I had a dream of being an astronaut. That dream is just alive today, but I'm not going to be one. because I have an expiration date. My dream did. My dream is still alive. I'm getting closer to the grave. And my point is this. We don't have forever. Now is the time and this is the opportunity for you to make a difference. Just do it, achieve more, and make a difference. My name is Cicone Prince, and I want to thank LaDonya Yvette for all that she's done to put this incredible event together.
Jam.
Oh, jam.
Oh, jam.
That's it. Come on,
Jam. To the jam.
let's get ready to jam.
The wait is finally over for Cicone's most anticipated book of the year, Leadership That Lasts, passing on 10 solid principles to ensure an enduring legacy. Powerful, effective, impactful, dynamic, phenomenal, transformative, life-changing. Available now in Amazon. Order yours today.
Daytime television is about to be turned on its head by the CiconePrince.com show. The show focuses on personal development and leadership development, with one-of-a-kind segments, engaging guests, and information to help you be a better version of yourself. Tune in every Wednesday to the CiconePrince.com show.
Please welcome your host, Cicone Prince.
Hey, you want to be my new best friend? Listen, grab your phone and click on your iHeartRadio app. Then go to where it says search and type in Next Level Leadership Summit with Cicone Prince. Okay, they don't have it under that name just yet, but the link says iHeart.com/podcast/269- Look, never mind. I'm going to put the link around this video, and you can click on that link and you can listen to my podcast on iHeartRadio. And don't forget to subscribe. Man, this is great. I'm running with the big dogs. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Nanny Night Night. Nanny Night Night is a free podcast that you can listen to on Anchor.fm. It's a podcast to help put your toddler to sleep. Nanny Night Night is bedtime stories for beautiful souls. You can click on the link around this video or go to Anchor.fm/Nanny Night Night.
And good night, the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. And good night, beautiful little souls.
Man, wasn't that an incredible presentation? Hey, listen, I know that when you're trying to actually change people's lives, you're going to come in with so many challenges, so many things are going to come against you. But even with that being said and that being done, you have to keep going. You have to be willing to persevere in spite of what you're facing. And you have to be willing to go in spite of how you feel. A lot of us allow our feelings to stop us and just trap us and put us in a place to where we don't move. But if you can deal with your feelings, if you can actually get them under control, if you can process them, a lot of people try to suppress them. No, you don't need to do that. You need to process the feelings, get it over with, and then move forward. Because when you suppress it, just like a pressure cooker, it's going to come back. So man, look, this event was an incredible opportunity for people to understand that they could actually change their life. They could live a better life, and they could power up in order to be the person that they knew they were called to be. Hey, listen, this week's show is just a recap of what happened in Phoenix, and I'm telling you, even what I shared wasn't even close to what happened. You're going to have to go and check out the photos and the videos that are on my Facebook page. But man, this event was worth every penny. So the next time you have an opportunity to invest in yourself, I suggest you do the same. And I want to thank you for tuning into the CiconePrince.com show, because it's your tuning in which lets us know that we're making a difference in the world in which we live. And listen, if you want to contribute to our show, if you want to make a difference in helping to keep the show on the air, you can do so by our Cash App, which is right down here. You can actually send us a donation to help us keep the show on air. Some people say, well, Cicone, look, I don't have Cash App. Okay, well, if you don't have Cash App, that's fine. Here's our PayPal right here. You can send us your donations, and we will so appreciate it so much. And listen, I want you to tell somebody about the CiconePrince.com show, and you can go on our website and you can actually binge watch all of the episodes. That's CiconePrince.com/show. Listen, next week we're going to have an incredible guest. I can't tell you who it is, but you want to tune in. And so with that being said, I will see you next week on the CiconePrince.com show. Talk to you soon.